guys. I'm at the Queen Games booth with Travis, who's a bit taller than me. Now he's hiding. Oh boy, YouTube's gonna love that. And we're gonna talk about
Pioneers. Yeah.
We need to get more.
So Pioneers is a game we're demoing here at Gen Con. It's going to be out at Essen. We're going to kickstart it. In Pioneers, we're exploring the Wild West. We are loading up our Pioneers onto these wagons, and we're going to move out. In order to get the Pioneers off of a wagon, you have to move the wagon into a city that has a tile that matches with that Pioneer. When your Pioneer gets off in that city, you get the power for that tile, which varies. Some of them raise your income, some of them let you have more actions per turn, some of them let you do other things. So that's the first part of the game. The second part is you're building track that connects all the cities. So when you take a Pioneer off your wagon, put him in a city, you leave him in the city. When a wagon empties out, you're going to score for the wagon and get some money for that and points. And then at the end of the game, the network of track that's out there that connects all of your guys together is also going to score you points. So there's a lot to think about both during the game, how do I get my guys off my wagon, also building the track for the end game scoring. That's a pretty high level view of Pioneers. The flow of it is, first thing, we're going to collect income on our player board here. And you start with 3, but you can see this guy's collecting 4 because he's added a banker through taking him off of his coach and putting him in a city where a banker tile was. The second thing is we're going to take buy actions. You start with 1, but if you collect buyers, which you do by taking them off of your stagecoach and putting them in a city, you can take 2 or even 3 actions. You can buy track that you put down, either $2 for 1 or $5 for 2, or you can go to the market and you can buy more stagecoaches, which you put your guys on, which you send out into the Pioneers, going into the wild side or countryside to find a place for them to settle. So we're going to do that until either we can't fill the stagecoaches or someone runs out of track. That'll be the end of the game. Then we'll score the tracks, and then we'll score all of the gold coins, which the prospectors go out and they collect. That's what they get in turn for finding a city. They have points in the bottom. That's kind of a random hidden score, and whoever has the most points wins.
I don't know where I'm at. I'm back. Sweet. Now we're going to talk about Merlin, which is, who designed it again?
Stefan Feld and Michael Rennick. Those are both very prolific designers. Stefan Feld has a litany of games. Michael Rennick, my personal favorite, is Pillars of the Earth. So it's a great game.
And it's right here.
We would try and get in closer, but this game has been in constant play the entire show. People are usually waiting to play as soon as somebody gets up. So everyone plays a Knight of the Round Table, and you move around in clockwise order, taking turns. You do that by, at the beginning of your turn, rolling your 3 dice. So you're going to roll 3 dice of your color and 1 white die. The dice of your color move your knight. The white die allows you to move Merlin either direction, counterclockwise or clockwise. All of the actions on the rondel, which is the round table, are doing all kinds of different stuff. You're building up flags at your castle. You're building up shields at your castle. The shields defend against traitors, which we have to fight at every scoring round, which there are 3 per game. The flags give you extra bonuses. They're a way to mitigate the luck of the dice, change the dice to a different face, or take a different action, or use somebody else's action. Some of the other actions are build castles out in the countryside, which are going to score you points. With any Stefan Feld game, there's always a million ways to score points. So we've got these henchmen here that go into the different castles, and they have influence in the castle, and each one will give you a resource. We're going to play this game for 6 turns. Every other turn is a scoring round. It's also when we have to deal with the traitors. At the end of the game, whoever has the most points is going to win. When we do score, we score for the countryside. We score for influence in each of the castles. We score for how many henchmen you have out on the board. We score for whether or not you can fight off the traitors or not. Oh, and by the way, all during the game, everyone has a hand of cards that have criteria on them, and if you meet a criteria at the end of your action, you can complete a card and score points. So there's so many ways to score. It's a great blend of different mechanics that creates what we think is a great game.
Awesome. Roughly how long does it take to play Merlin?
I think it's about 90 minutes. I think the box is 75. Your first time you play, it's probably going to be 90. Once you know how to play, you're going to be able to play in 60 to 75 minminutes.
All right. Anything else?
It's going to. Did you like Pioneers? We're going to have it out in the fall, and we can watch for it on Kickstarter.
It almost works. Oh, it's going to kickstart. Wait, you're over here. I'm so bad at this whole thing.
I'm over here, and you're over there.
It's the floating ghosty camera. Ooh. It's kind of weird.
It is.
It's weird looking at yourself and trying to do it in reverse. That's what's happening here, people. I'm a backwards driver. Anyway, thanks. Bye.
See ya.